All right, y'all may remember this rig from a previous build that I did further back down the line on a semi truck. Slowly but surely, I've been robbing parts from it for other previous builds. It's time to bring it back to life. To do that, I want to go bigger and better than what it was. So I'm gonna slap these big bad boys on there. In order to do that, I'm gonna have to work on the axles and the drive line and all of that. So let's get to that. First thing I need to do is get these lined up to make sure I got tire clearance. This looks good about right at 6.5. I'm gonna mark that. And then I'm gonna mark the other side at 6.5. So that's at 6.5. I'm gonna drill a hole now. Same thing to the other side. I needed screws and nuts, so I went to my local hobby shop, which was Al's Hobby Shop in San Antonio, and he hooked me up with some long Traxxas screws. Traxxas, they're quality screws, can't go wrong with them, and pretty much that's all he had. I got a couple of different sizes. I think they will be the perfect size as long as I got some nuts. There's the part number for them if y'all needed nuts and screws. There's the part numbers. Let's throw these in there and see if it holds it up. I used a 1/8 inch drill bit, so these screws just go freely in there and don't give me no problems. Now I'm gonna slap a nut on the other side and it'll hold it in place. Now that I figured that out, I knew I was gonna need some axles. I just ordered some eBay axles. You know, they were like 10 bucks each. 2 axles. That'll give me the length I need there and the length I need from there to there. Let's slap those on. These were the old axles that I had on the semi. I'm gonna take these off. So let's get these guys off. It's a 1.5. They come out fairly easy. And slapping the new ones on is pretty much just putting it on there, putting the pin in there. And luckily, these eBay axles come with little pins. We're gonna throw these guys on there and hook up our drive shafts. Screw that in. Now we're gonna screw this other one in. Number 2, screw that in. I can get it in the hole. There we go. In my experience in doing these, you should put Loctite because if you lose one of these, you're not getting it back. Best thing is to put some Loctite. I just want to mock it up to make sure everything works. I'll come back and I'll put some Loctite. Get this pin in there. These Injora axles, they are steel, so that makes it awesome. They are steel. That's a real big plus when you're building something. Steel always makes it feel a little bit stronger than plastic. All right, now that we've got our drive shafts in, now I can work on putting my shocks on. I ordered some Traxxas shocks. I guess they're for like a nitro or a road car. They're short, stubby. It's what I needed. They're pretty much assembled already. It takes a little bit of assembly to assemble the shocks and the tops that hold the shocks in place. The top cap, which is that. We're gonna need the top cap, which goes on first. It goes in there. Here's the springs in a separate thing. Let's open that up and get these springs out. And then we're gonna put that spring in there like that. Pull that out, push that little rubber thing up, and put this bottom cap in. And there we go. Shocks assembled. It does come with oil. I'm not planning on running oil in these. They make a mess. When your seal burns out, you got oil all over the place. You got dirt sticking to your oil. I'm not gonna run no oil. I am putting these shocks on backwards, and that's okay. In order to get these big bad boys on here, I can't just put them on there. I ordered some huge spacers, Amazon special, 10 bucks for 4 of them. Those will do the trick. Slap those bad boys on, and then just like that, we got them on there. I'm going with the 45 kg servo. Should have a little bit more kick than the regular 25 kg. I figured a little bit more for the turning should give it a little bit more boost. I'm gonna install this real quick and then I will hook up the motor. And then after that, we're gonna hook up the electronics. Kind of got a little surprise for the electronic system. We'll get to that in a second. So let me hook up this servo and see what happens. So this is some random motor I found in the crap load of stuff that I have lying around. It's a Holmes Hobby 27 turn 540 Master Expert. It should have a lot of torque. I'm running it off a 1080 quick run, brushed. I don't really want to throw in a lot of money on this thing, so I'm gonna just go with what I have. I tried it earlier, it works. Let's just hook it up and see what happens. This is gonna be fun to get in here because my fingers don't quite work like they used to. I'm gonna be running this FS GT5. It's a 6-channel from Fly Sky. It's all right. I've used one before. They work pretty dang good, and it has 6 channels. I really only need, I kind of just need 2 channels for what I'm doing right now. But for the price, it's pretty good. Instructions, we never read those. Nice little grip handle, packaged pretty good. That's what we need. The receiver, we need the controller. Other than that, we don't need anything else. Let's open this bad boy up. I doubt they're gonna send us with some batteries. Luckily, I got some diehards. Oh, Dollar General special. You can get about 30 of them for $3. Throw those in there. All right, that's on. Let's plug up our electronics. We're gonna use, I'm pretty sure it's still the same stuff. 1 to turn, 2 to burn. My steering servo, we're going to channel 2. So channel 1, steering. Let's go with the ESC and channel 2. And then we're gonna go with this servo right here, which this is a 2-speed transmission. I'm gonna put that on channel 4 because I kind of did a YouTube video on what I had and it said it's already kind of preset. Other than that, let's plug her in and see what happens. I haven't hooked up any of the servo horns because I want to center them out and see where they fall. Looks like we got low battery. Yeah, those are those Dollar General batteries. But other than that, we got steering is where we need it. We got throttle, so we know the throttle works. Now I need to hook up the steering horn. Since I know where it's centered right now, now I can hook the steering horn up, set that in place, and we will go from there. I'm gonna turn everything off, turn the car off, turn the remote off. I know that's centered, so now I'm gonna put the steering horn on there, make sure it's centered. That should be set, and then I will hook up that second transmission gear, I guess. This is gonna be fun because it's way under here, under all of this. So I'm already seeing a problem that I'm gonna have, I think. I think it's gonna hit, and it's not gonna allow me to turn right there, which is gonna be a big problem. If you can see this, it's hitting my frame. Right here, it was dead center, so when I turn it, it's just gonna hit, which is not good. So I'm only gonna have turning on one way. That is not gonna work. I don't know what I'm gonna do there. Instead of screwing this servo on the top of this thing, I am going to go ahead and connect the screws from the bottom, which will raise my servo. Ooh, I don't even know if that's gonna work. So after a little bit of tinkering with this controller, we figured out the endpoints and all of that. It's kind of easy after you figure it out. That's low gear. Then we click it over and we got high gear. And then our steering should work if you steer it. Oh, there we go. Bam, that'll work. All right, looks like we got a running monster. So now I need to put up all these wires real quick and let's take it for a test drive.